Hey there, welcome to another edition of Vegas Bad Boys of Podcasting. It is I, DJ Impact, and we got here Sin City Steve, Rob Bossaleri. We got our special guest with us, Mr. Travis, with us. Matt Michaels is saying he has some connection issues, so we may see him, we may not.
Next year.
The party still goes on, right? Uh-oh. Wait.
That's Tony Khan's favorite phrase. The party still goes on.
Well, it looked like we got.
Oh
shit!
Now there's two bald people.
Awesome. Well, welcome Matt as well. Look like he is on. All right, everyone, welcome to the chat here, to the podcast. If you open up the chat, make sure you throw whatever you like in the comment box. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We will try to get it on as we see fit. Other than that, we're going to start with our favorite segment, which is Too Sweet for the Week. Let's get started. All right. Sin City Steve, a big pay-per-view just kicked off this past weekend, Wrestledream. Tell us, what was your highlights for either the show or for the week?
All right, man. So obviously, as you mentioned, AEW Wrestledream was Saturday. There was a lot that was sweet about it. Some things that I'll talk about in another segment for sure. But anyway, yeah, first off, Too Sweet to Takeshita, Ospreay, and Ricochet. Imagine that. These guys absolutely delivered. 20 minutes of car crash offense. If you love that stuff, awesome. If not, well, it's not your flavor of ice cream, I guess. But Takeshita ended up pinning Ospreay after interference and the heel turn from Ospreay's ex-BFF, Kyle Fletcher. Make no mistake, this match was the match of the show in terms of athleticism. And yeah, Takeshita, your new AEW International Champion. The right guy won. The right guy took the fall. Yes, this was exactly how that should have transpired. Also, speaking of that same exact set of circumstances, Jay White defeated Hangman Adam Page in about 16 minutes. There we fucking go. Jay White comes back after being gone from injury, and hopefully this means that they're actually going to invest in Jay White and give that man a push. These two guys beat the shit out of each other in this match. White ended up dodging a buckshot, countered into a Blade Runner. That was too smooth and too sweet also. And also, Hologram and the Beast Mortos, they delivered on a fucking pay-per-view. Their 2 out of 3 falls match had the crowd going crazy. The crowd loved their lucha, and Hologram ended up getting the win. But we did see the first time that Hologram suffered a pinfall loss in AEW. Hologram's catching on, man, and I love it because he's pinning people with a blue thunder bomb. Finally, someone does it.
Wow. So I don't know who Hologram is. Is he like a hologram? Like if I take my on the screen, does he kind of like look like a?
Yeah, man. He's some people are. Yeah, exactly. Some people are questioning if he is 3-dimensional.
Okay.
But Rob Bossaleri had the absolute best description right there for sure.
Rob, tell us, man, what was your highlights this past week in pro wrestling?
Daniel Garcia versus Shibata. And we get Shibata winning, losing simultaneously. He goes for the choke out, tries to put Jack Perry. I stand corrected. He tried to put Jack Perry in a sleeper, rolls over, holding him in the sleeper in the coquina clutch, and then counts himself out because his back's on the mat. 1, 2, 3. Perry goes out there to beat the crap out of him. Garcia goes to save Shibata. MJF comes in and goes, by the way, good thing you told me you pawned my ring off in Buffalo. I looked all around Buffalo and I bought my ring back. Goes to beat the crap out of Daniel Garcia. Then who goes to save Daniel Garcia? Adam Cole goes to save Daniel Garcia. It was run-in after run-in after run-in. Each of the guys had a story to tell. Okay. It was insanity. I was really, really, truly enjoying that. Jericho loses to Briscoe, whatever. That was like a nothing match. But Darby Allin versus Brody King. He did coffin drop on a steel steps, Brody King gets up on the 10 count, barely gets back into the ring, and runs back into another coffin drop, which was an insane, a sequence of events. It was great. And Danielson and Moxley. Danielson going out on his sword. They put him down like they said he was going to do. Moxley said, "I'll put you down like a warrior." He gave him a warrior's death, choked him out. And then finally, we see Wheeler Yuta finally submitting and choking him out with the bag too. So now Wheeler Yuta is back on with BCC full time. I guess he realized, hey, I can't go against them. He lost, so that's it. So Wheeler Yuta now is all BCC.
Okay.
Sorry, he complained that they didn't do good matches and good wrestling and good storytelling. They got it. And now he has to choke.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
They did
this
it.
comes from the guy last week who every fucking thing was so fucking predictable. Jesus Christ, all that fucking pay-per-view was predictable. It was the same old bullshit garbage fucking shoved down the throats.
You just described everything in Raw and SmackDown from 2017, 2018, 2019.
They're fucking just horrible, man.
2020.
Are we sure that your connection didn't have to just shit the bed for the rest of the night?
Yeah.
Let me jump over to you, Matt Michaels. What was too sweet for the week? Hopefully, there's a little WWE somewhere in this past week that
well, it certainly wasn't that crap fest that they fucking put on at AEW. Fuck that shit.
Why does Cox work when he has a good point? Cox doesn't work when he has a good point. It works when he's being negative.
No, I'm being honest for you fuckers who are just like, oh, that fucking pay-per-view last week was just, it's just the same old bullshit. Yeah, fuck off. Because this fucking shit was awful. So
I didn't say a single negative thing about it.
Yeah. Well, let's go to some things that actually make sense, like NXT and having Tony D'Angelo beat Obafemi in a fucking amazing fucking storytelling match that fucking took the whole arc of that getting to it, which was fucking wonderful to see. And Mr. Rob always, the results are fucking always going to be the same. You did not see that motherfucking thing coming from anywhere. And
I didn't see it coming from anywhere. I didn't see it at all.
No, because you don't watch actual fucking wrestling. You watch whatever fucking little thing that
it's almost like the real
tells you to watch. Jesus Christ. Just fucking build a wall. I totally build a wall to keep you fuckers out. Go fucking to your fucking Lucha Wrestle Dome Dream Kingdom and fucking stay there. Fuck.
All right.
That's why WWE bought the Lucha Brothers at top dollar.
They tried.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
You know what? But to speak on that before I get over to Travis, I will say that match with Tony was excellent. It was pretty exciting because no one knew exactly how that was going to go. And what was so great about that storyline that I just want to throw my little 2 cents in, I never seen a storyline where you had a pro wrestler say, I can't beat somebody. And Tony D'Angelo was like, I cannot beat. This is my issue with him. I can't beat him, and we was beginning to believe that because, of course, Obafemi was just, of course, whooping his ass left and right. And then now he finally was able to do something like that. It was very great storytelling. Travis, highlights for you this past week, man. What stood out?
I mean, there's so much. Man, I mean, well, the venue that NXT was at this week was pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And hopefully some other company can take note of saying, hey, that's a place we need to run. I don't know. I've been saying this for over a year. WWE goes to Puerto Rico, the hottest crowd of the year. AEW ignores Puerto Rico. WWE goes to France, the hottest crowd maybe in the past 20 years. AEW ignores going to France. So maybe Tony can see that maybe this venue on the outskirts of St. Louis would be a perfect fit for AEW. I'm on the road to the airport, excuse me. It holds about 1,800, so that means there would at least be, if AEW got there, there'd still be about 1,700 seats available. But as far as in ring, let's say, I mean, you know what, Jakar and Lash making their debuts on SmackDown against Bianca and Jade. That was something cool to see. I know Twitter's been talking about, oh, blah 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 about black people and Hunter and I was like, shut the fuck up, really? So, and the thing. Swerve's entrance. I never knew Tony Khan would spend money on that much pyro, and Swerve had a pretty WWE style entrance at this Tacoma pay-per-view yesterday.
Don't
So
say that. Those AEW fans don't want to hear that it was WWE looking. Don't.
It's crazy how that shit all works out when the WB deal gets signed, and they
Okay, so let's bring up this fucking deal then, since we're gonna bring it up now. I hope people who here's the deal about people who don't know about the television industry. First of all, you have to realize SmackDown got canceled. Okay? Rampage is getting canceled. So in about 2 years, if these AEW TV shows aren't holding their weight as far as ratings, it's been proven twice already that networks will cancel a wrestling show.
Mm-hmm.
So,
undeservedly so. If they can't hold the ratings, they can't hold the ratings.
Agreed.
So Tony's got to figure shit out. I hope they go on Big Fox, because that's going to be great to see a huge network like Fox hosting a live event in front of 800 fans, and the main event is Hologram versus Daniel Garcia. I mean, come on.
It doesn't add up.
I hope they go. I hope they go on Tuesdays. Just because NXT is going to become different at that point.
Yep.
For the better or worse, NXT will become different at that point. So, they did sign a deal with Fox Sports Mexico, which started yesterday. So congratulations to AEW for that. But the TV, also about the TV rights deal, WWE is signing TV rights deals, or they have in the past year, for a minimum of 5 years per show. The AEW only signed a 3-year deal. So that right there kind of says that, the people in the office aren't too confident past 2 years with this product.
But they're on a short leash.
A 4th-year option. Don't forget that, please.
But you talk as if there shouldn't be another
leash.
option available. They have to learn AEW and they have to improve, and they either will sink or they'll swim. Some of their stuff has been good and some of it's been bad. I was never a fan of Rampage, a 1-hour show, and I've said that. But some of it's really good.
There is nothing bad according to you.
Here's the deal, though. While there is stuff, it's bad. It's bad that this good stuff is only being viewed by 1,300 people live in the venue. It's bad that they're stuck on 700,000 each week, down 30% from 2 years ago.
Hey man,
there is no upswing on this.
They did 300,000 this week. They did 300,000 this week. They're doing fine. Good.
They had a problem because they went to Tuesday nights and they got preempted by
Okay.
It is what it is. It's the number in a vacuum. I mean, fuck it.
No.
Because the number
it's
is
not,
when they're back on Wednesday.
It's not the Tuesday night deal, and then we'll see what the number is this Wednesday. But let's talk about the 5-year anniversary number. Yeah, no one wants to talk about that. Yeah,
I'll gladly talk about it. I'll gladly talk about it. I've said that they've been in a valley for a long time.
Where was Sting? Come on, you think WWE is not doing an anniversary show and not bringing back Tatanka or Ted DiBiase or any of those guys? You couldn't get Sting just to show up and just it's an anniversary show. Like, bring out all the champions. Introduce all the former champions from the women's division. Bring Britt out. Bring Rose out. Bring Nyla Rose out. Rio
I said
and
MJF should have cut a promo. I said that last week. He
Yeah.
should have at least cut a promo from the set of the movie and brag about being on a
Yes,
movie
from the
set.
set of the movie.
Yeah.
Exactly. You when they have these shows and Cena or Rock can't make it, it's a special show. There's damn sure a video package. So like, what's the deal?
They did better
you
video packages when they first came out. When they were having the pandemic, and they did a video package where they were jumping to each other's screens, and they had Vicky Guerrero, and they had the comedians. I can't remember which one, Gabriel Iglesias, and they were going to all the celebrities. Anytime you do a video package where you have a celebrity watching your program, that gives some cachet to it. They were smarter back then. I don't know, but they lost their way. And I'll say that they did lose their way. They had some cool stuff going on.
Not only do they lose their way, they lost the celebrity aspect of the company. A lot of celebrities have gone to WWE at this point. So
Why?
and
Why? Because it's more popular.
yeah, I mean, you look at they're trying to sign a social media influencer, and they got double chonk, whatever the fuck he says, the Costco guys. Come on now, really, the Costco guys?
But
And then he
WWE
buried
have
him.
done in the last
Then he
couple of years
buried he buried AEW in an interview. He's like, "Yeah, I really wanted to go to WWE." Like, what? You signed the celebrity, and his first interview he does, he says he really wants to go to WWE. Come on.
All right. Let me
That's okay. They had Jade.
Two things happened at
Fargo
the
was the
same time.
same
They
thing.
got rid of Vince, so now they can do better programming at WWE without the same junk. And at the same time, AEW started screwing up. So you had two things going. Yeah, WWE now is more interesting, but there are still hope for AEW. There's still good matches there, and there are storylines being done.
Yeah, but
they
the
have
way
made
you
mistakes.
all talk about it makes it seem like it's
You
the
hated it from day
fucking
one, though.
best
No
thing
matter
on
what could have
earth.
happened,
That's
you
the
hated it
problem.
when MJF was wrestling freaking CM Punk, and they were having good content. You didn't like that.
Right.
I'm sure, I wasn't on there week after week when Moxley was there wrestling Jericho, and they were having great shows, and Jericho was stabbing him in the eye. They had great stuff. They had great storylines. When Matt Hardy came out there and brought Broken Matt over there, that was fucking great. They had great stuff. They just fell off. And I think they have the embers there to do something good. What I saw
At
last night was
5 years old, how do you fall off? I can say WWE had the Attitude Era. That shit was 1998.
right, but after the
know,
Attitude Era,
but
you had that
5
CM Punk
years?
garbage for 10 years with CM Punk, and oh my God, it's not. Excuse me, I stand corrected. With John Cena, and every match was John Cena versus Randy Orton or John Cena versus fucking Lesnar, and it was the same shit over and over again. He eats the mat for 30 minutes of the match, then he does shoulder tackles, and he goes, "You can't
So
see me."
you don't see the
And that
comparison
was a
between
garbage
seeing
time in
Moxley
WWE.
and Danielson and John Cena over. You don't see what is actually happening in the fact that you have a chance to have a guy like Swerve be the one to retire Danielson, but you let John fucking Moxley do it, and it gets you nowhere other than talking about putting a bag over a head again. And oh my God, watch out. Wheeler Yuta is a bad guy now, which, ooh, shaking if there's one intimidating guy.
I
And
know
while
that this is
Cena
going to
was
seem
laying on the
difficult to
mat,
believe. I know that this is going to seem difficult to believe, but Michaels, I'm actually going to talk about that specific thing in a future segment
And
because I can be unbiased and actually say negative things about products that I watch. I don't have blind fucking loyalty.
There is
Well, you know what? I tell you what.
Let's continue.
I tell you what.
here's the deal. While Cena was laying on the mat with Lesnar for 20 some minutes or whatever, you got to realize that was UFC Brock Lesnar. That was a Brock Lesnar that just came from the UFC and back into WWE. What is AEW doing to reach out to that type of brand? What are they doing to get someone like that? You get Ronda Rousey and put her on ROH? What do you think the R and ROH stand for, Ronda? Come on now.
Now,
What
what would
we'll
you
do-
say if next week Lashley walks out there and rejoins with Shelton Benjamin and
When he was in the fucking building yesterday. It's happening. That's no surprise.
There
Okay,
you
cool. Okay, cool. But here's the deal. What does that really mean 4 months from now? What does it really mean 4 months
It
from
means
now?
that Swerve's going to be in a program with Lashley and get his ass kicked for the next 4 months.
But
Pretty
really,
predictable.
what does it mean? I mean, Tony should be like, you know what? WWE didn't use you correctly. Let me use you. Become my Goldberg or whatever you want to call him.
All right, so
It's like,
do this.
what does it
Let's
really
play
mean
this.
4 months from now?
Let's play this game here because we're gonna skip over. Where's the love? We're gonna go straight to WTF. But let's do this. I'm a challenge, and this is gonna be very difficult, probably for everyone, for the exception of Sin City. He says, "Hey, I'm gonna my WTF is going to consist of some shit about AEW. So let's play this in your segment, Matt and Travis. Let me think of one WTF from WWE that you had this past week. Rob, you think of a WTF you seen from AEW this week. Let's see what the challenge, or is it impossible because you really are just all about that one brand and that's it. We're gonna get just something.
So here's the deal. Here's the deal. No one's about just one brand. If you can talk about the shit, I can give you a list from every single show. I can give you 2 things from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
All right, so
right now, off the top of my head.
You could choose 1 or 2. You got 2 minutes, but we're gonna go first to Sin City. No, we gotta do this Sin City. We're gonna go to you. Rob, let's start with you. 2 minutes on the clock. WTF before. Let me do the intro. Hold on. All right, Rob, what you got? 2 minutes.
All right, we had Wrestledream. We had Tony Storm versus Willow Nightingale, and we have a straight up match.
Mariah May.
No,
it wasn't Tony Storm.
I mean, I did it again. Brain fart. Mariah May versus Willow Nightingale, but that's what I was talking about. There's no Tony Storm. It's just a straight match, and we had no mention really of Tony Storm except as an afterthought. She did wrestle overseas in Japan, and she did stay in character as her Tony Storm her persona, her timeless Tony. So why don't we bring that in at some way? They could have even just did the music. That would have been interesting, where if they had just built up a story where they begin to play the music and distract Mariah May, something to that effect. It was just kind of a squash match. And the other what the fuck is, we went right back to making Chris Statlander babyface overnight. We built her up, and then she does a package and say, I beat up my best friend and I lost my way. And it was just a 180. It was a very dry turn, and Stokely Hathaway is back just being obnoxious with somebody else. So they realized, shit, we went into a corner, and fuck, now we have to have him going after a private party, which is dumb because he's done this with every group. He builds them up for 3 months. They drop him. He goes after somebody else. I've never seen a manager change hands so many damn times. I'm getting sick of seeing Stokely Hathaway because everything he touches turns to shit. Every group he's a part of is a disaster. He's never helped any of the characters. It would be one thing if somebody actually reached the top with him, but anyone who actually gets a belt with him, he fucks them over anyway. So that's really poor writing on their part. They really screwed over three characters.
Got you. All right, good stuff there. I'm gonna do something different, Travis. I'm gonna go to you. 2 minutes. You can talk about whatever. What did you have a WTF moment this past week in WWE?
Like I said, I can pick one thing from every single show last week from the 3 brands. We can start with Raw. I get it. It's back to a 2-hour format. It's hard to go, from 3 hours or 2 hours and try to fit everything in. They did what I believe it was the 10-woman tag match that went maybe about 5 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. That kind of seemed like what the fuck is Vince booking here? He just needed to get all the women on a TV match, and that's what it felt like,
Mm-hmm.
and we're in the era where 1, he's obviously gone. 2, these women are, on a different level of when they were doing those type of matches. So, that was like, there's a lot of talented females in that match, and there's like, wow, wish they could have gotten, some TV time. But I think over the next few weeks, we're going to see Raw settle in to a more comfortable 2-hour, show, and not be as rushed as it was last week. We'll go over to NXT. The what the fuck moment, just the whole, I understand the booking, but I can see why people are mad that Javon isn't getting as many wins as he is getting. But at the same time, the dude is 20 years old. Like he could like fuck around in NXT for 5 more years and get called up at 25 and still be one of the youngest guys on the main roster. It's not going to happen. But I kind of wish that I will say that goofball Brian Alvarez had a great idea. Open the show with Orton and Javon. Have Gallus run in for the DQ, and then your main event is Orton and Javon against Gallus. And they hit the RKO, and Javon hits his little flippy flip, for the win. That way, you get an RKO in St. Louis for the fans, and you get a win in the main event for Javon. So there is that. And for
All right.
SmackDown, once again, it's part of the women's match. You're debuting two people from NXT to come up and lose in a 4-minute match. Like, what the fuck? Like, especially since within the black community, when Jade and Bianca won the tag titles the first time, a lot of people, Black Twitter, and just in general, they're like, "Wow, we'd like to see Jakara and Lash against Jade and Bianca because they were the two black female tag teams in the company." And we got the match. Cool, it was on SmackDown. Yes, I believe it's going to be ran again sooner than most people expect. But at the same time, as I told someone down there, I was like, it really makes you think of there really needs to be a women's tag team championship back in NXT. Main roster can keep their titles, but there's so many women in NXT that you can bring a tag title back again. So
Okay.
free with the Fox, all shows.
All
No
right.
problem
All right.
saying about what's going on down
All
over
right.
there.
You know
That's
what?
not the greatest.
We're gonna go. Let's go to Sin City Steve. Matt Michaels. He'll come at last. Sin City Steve, what do you got, man? WTF this week? AEW.
So, I've never liked when AEW does a double reveal. They've done it in the past with Adam Cole's initial debut when he showed up to AEW and immediately gets upstaged by Bryan Danielson. They basically did nearly the same thing after the TNT title match, as you had mentioned in the first segment, Rob. You have Jack Perry retain over Shibata. Daniel Garcia comes out to a pretty good pop, and then MJF comes out. And then obviously he goes to hit him with the ring, and then you hit Adam Cole's music. And now suddenly it's like the Devil storyline never fucking happened, which I know got on the nerves of a lot of people. But now obviously MJF is the heel. Adam Cole's going to be the babyface. I've never liked when they do the boom, boom, boom kind of, debuts or reveals. Elsewhere, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, they had one hell of a main event match. The match itself was violent without being ultra violent, as Moxley has been, criticized for relying on the blood and the guts and the violence and all sorts of gimmicks. The thing is, Moxley choked him out, and there was, the finish seemed pretty anticlimactic. There was no pomp, no circumstance for any people there in attendance.
It was like a 1 count.
It was a choke out. It was a referee stoppage, a technical submission. And then obviously you have, the whole situation with Wheeler Yuta turning heel and being the one to put the bag over Danielson's head. I mean, a lot of people were saying, what the fuck to that shit, without question. And then lastly, the ref incompetence / the greenness of Harley Cameron in the pre-show match versus Anna Jay. Anna Jay hits her finish. Harley's selling instead of, laying there. And the referee actually puts her shoulder on the mat and then counts the 3. So, call it incompetence, call it greenness, whatever you are, but you're not using Ring of Honor for developmental like you fucking should, Tony Khan. I know you or somebody in the office watches the show. Please use it for that, so that we can avoid this shit. What the fuck?
Wow, nice one. All right, last one. Matt Michaels, WTF and WWE. What you got?
Tony Khan is watching this shit. Step down. Get the fuck out of there. Leave. Okay. No, I think the 10 women tag match is they are kind of stuck with a triple women's group here that you are supposed to feel are badasses, but every time they wrestle, they lose. So it makes no sense to continue to push them as badasses when Natalia just drags her fucking 90-year-old ass out of the fucking backstage, and all of a sudden they lose that match. NXT, Sexy Red, great. You get some attention with that, but fuck that. It was fucking ridiculous. She was bad. And Ethan Page tried to make the best of it, but there was no reason to have her be interrupted because she can't handle,
they cut her off on Raw like 2 seconds into her saying hi. They did a video package and cut her off.
Yeah. I mean, she's just not that type of celebrity.
Anyway,
but it's name attention for St. Louis. So that's why they did it, which makes fucking sense.
Yep.
Javon is young, like Travis said. He did not look great against Randy, and it's just no timing when you put someone that raw against a guy like him. He can work as, to the best of his ability, but there is just, there's no familiarity, and it's just getting to know each other. But eventually the kid is going to be great, but give him some years. SmackDown, what you're seeing is, again, a lot of this Jade and Bianca stuff this whole week. They're fucking great personalities, but the matches are either kind of rushed or get small, time wise. Jade's still learning. She's still green. So, tag titles on NXT would help, so that you didn't have to do that. But again, you're also selling St. Louis, trying to get the fans in there. So again, that all makes sense, but it's not necessarily stuff that's important to the shows, right? As opposed to running a fucking 2 out of 3 falls match on your pay-per-view between a hologram and a guy in a mask.
Okay. Okay, good job, everybody. I had to be very difficult for everyone to do that part, but
no, it's not. That's the thing. See, we never fucking say, "Oh, you AEW guys don't say anything, good about WWE." No, it's because you just only focus on AEW. That's it. That's like this is.
It was a fucking pay-per-view this week,
bro.
Take the shaft.
It was a pay-per-view.
That's been the gimmick for me since day one on this show. I've been the AEW voice. All right, let's peel back the fucking curtain. All right.
And I said AEW sucked 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I was like, fuck that. SmackDown.
Yeah, you know what, Rob? You got to choose a side. You either got to be black or white, man. Come on. Figure it out, dude.
Oh, man. All right.
I'm sorry. I'm not getting behind the pinata show that they did on fucking Bad Fucking Blood, where he had a fucking life vest on. Fucking idiotic. Hold on. Let me stop winning my belt right now so I can whip my Mexican boyfriend. I lost the belt. Jesus.
Let's get into what everyone's excited and looking out for. All right. So
18,000 people saw that candlestick spot.
I'm looking out for
how many people
finding out that she's pregnant with Dominic Mysterio's bastard kid, and that she's going to have.
How many people saw Swerve come back in his hometown? Wasn't 18,000.
How many tickets he sold? WWE's been running with momentum for years. No shit, Sherlock. They're going to have more people. Tony's got to pick up the ball and do a little bit better.
He's picking up the ball, all right. He's picking up the ball.
And I'm doesn't mean that one segment was worth 18,000 people. 18,000 people didn't buy a ticket for a pinata segment.
Yes, they did. The ball he's picking up is the 8 ball. He needs to put that down and start focusing on the show.
And hang Mexicans upside down and beat them with sticks. Gotcha. That's the segment that's going to save them.
You just said, "Oh, WWE."
Wait. If we're going to go that route, wasn't the first promo that Thunder Rosa did after she won the title, someone told her to go get a green card? Yes.
Well,
So
she's still off getting that green card apparently because she hasn't been around in 5 years, right?
yeah,
Oh God.
so
Rob,
it's like
Hey, she's a
All right.
regular on Busted Open.
So, Rob, let me ask you, what are you looking forward to? What are you exciting coming up in the
I
next
am
few weeks?
curious to see which direction they go with the remaining two guys of New Day, how they're going to break it up, which of the two is actually going to go heel. I'm actually wondering if it would be not Xavier Woods that does it, but we go the other way and do a swerve and have Xavier Woods come out to be the baby face after all, and Kofi Kingston go heel. I'm interested to see also what they do with the Authors of Pain and that whole route. So on the WWE route, I still see there's some energy in that. As far as the AEW stuff, I am curious to find out why or what John Moxley's answer or reasoning is going to be for why he did all of this. Because he said I was forced to do it. Now it could just be he's a lunatic and they go with that crap story angle that he was forced to do it because my fucking guy, my guy was weak and Brian Danielson was weak. But if they do it with somebody is pulling the strings behind them, that would be interesting to me. I would like to
it'd be
find
so
out.
interesting if it's Shane fucking McMahon. Oh my God, AEW
Whoever it
would be
could be.
just
That's who
fucking
it's gonna
great if
fucking
you brought
be.
in a
You could-
fucking
you could
McMahon
spend-
who we fucking hate.
You can spend 40 minutes telling me how AEW sucks later. And then we can run it back about the 20 shitty years of WWE post-Attitude Era.
Yeah, but we're talking about Shane
anyway,
fucking
my time.
McMahon pulling the
So,
strings, Rob.
whatever. We don't know
You
what it
guys
is yet.
cannot fucking get around that bullshit.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. I want to find out what it's going to be. You're asking me what the hell I'm looking forward to. I'd like to find out what the hell that's going to be. I'd like to see Toni Storm come back. I think that would be great too, to see what iteration of her that we're going to get. And we have we had a 3-3 on that Andrade match with Carmelo Hayes. I want to see how that one plays out for that seventh match, because they've been doing banger after banger. So those were some good matches there on SmackDown. And our fucking Phenom is a fucking bum. He got hurt on his intro match. So WWE, with your phenomenal asshole who's even weaker than Fragile Phil.
Oh Jesus. Okay. I all right, Matt. Let me go to you. What are you looking forward to? Within the next few weeks or so. Jesus.
I'm looking forward to Shane McMahon being the higher power and then having to listen to all these assholes start sucking the dick of how, well, it's not him. It was his dad who was doing all this stuff. And, oh, Shane is great and blah, blah, blah. I'm also looking forward to seeing more posts about how Jimmy Jacobs stepping down is the greatest thing that will ever happen to AEW because he fucked up everything. He's the one who did it all. I'm also looking forward to seeing what happens now that TNA is getting close to Bound for Glory, because that's looking fucking hot, man.
Yeah.
Joe Hendry possibly being a fucking champion would just do wonders for, again, exposure and maybe showing up on another program with the belt. Maybe he'll show up on Collision with the TNO. Yeah, that's right. They fucked that up too. Okay, so maybe not. But Bound for Glory is the high point of TNA, what they work towards, and again, it should be pretty fucking solid. Man, they've been doing great stuff over there. So just gets overlooked, but fans are catching on because you're seeing people in the arenas now when they used to run out here. Remember how many times we saw, 500?
Oh yeah.
Whatever it was. So
yeah, it was in the hundreds.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go over to you, Travis. We'll save Sin City for last for this one. Travis, what are you excited for coming up in pro wrestling?
I'm excited to see the WWE Championship belt presented to the New York Yankees when they win the ALCS and then the World Series over the next couple of weeks.
Oh, I forgot both of y'all are New York fans, Rob and Travis. Okay, you know what?
Yankees fans, don't get it
Yankees.
wrong because the Mets
Yep.
are in the playoffs too. So
I
just
forgot about that.
make sure
Subway
you
series.
do.
Although I think they lost tonight.
By the way, is the A's going? Are they in the same division as the Yankees?
No,
The A's,
Yeah.
yes,
No. Oh wait, yeah.
they're not in the
they're
same
American
division.
League.
They're in the
same
league, not
They're
the
in the
They're
same.
the
same
same
league,
league.
different. Yeah,
Okay.
Different division.
Gotcha. Okay. I just wanted to get
Hey.
excited. I just wanted to get excited about something. Now that we done knocked down the Tropicana, I'm going to start building a baseball team.
Oh,
now
fuck that team.
I can now-
Garbage
now-
ass.
I can start talking shit eventually to you guys and saying, "Hey, look what us Las Vegas A's are going to do," and you guys can talk.
Yeah, what they're going to do is tie up traffic half the year.
pretty much.
That's true.
Even more than it already is.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that the AEW attendance can beat will be the Vegas A's.
Jesus.
Oh no!
Yeah, you know what? No,
they'll
they'll fuck that up. They'll have an AEW match there and they'll only have the place.
Probably will.
The A's will draw. They'll draw because of the other teams that will be coming into town.
Yeah.
They'll draw.
It will depend on the other teams. Like if it's a Yankee game or a Boston game or maybe like Dodgers, something like that. Yeah, they'll draw. And then the other shit teams, no.
Yeah, they'll draw more than an AEW show.
When that place opens up, I'm going to come in Yankees clothes in all A's colors. So this way somebody can interview me and I'll have a Yankee hat and forest green and yellow, and I'll have a Yankee jersey and forest green and yellow.
But this is planned on being one of the smallest MLB stadiums built, correct?
35,000, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe less.
Still too big for AEW, but what can you say?
Well, they could do their big. What is it? What's their big show? All out.
All in.
All in. Okay, yeah. There you go.
And there is all out.
They do double or nothing here, so
Yeah.
it would be double or nothing.
The embarrassing
Well, they're
was
running
at
the-
Metro Center in Canada where it was like 16,000 people and they got 3. And
No,
Edge
embarrassing
came
will be that Texas Stadium show next year.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Well, hopefully they'll start building on that so they can create an interest for it.
But All In looked good. I mean, they didn't fill it up, but they did a decent job. It wasn't like fucking horrible where entire swaths of the place were empty.
Don't worry, AI will be totally by the time next year rolls around for it. It'll be good.
But let me move over quickly then to Sin City. Anything you excited for coming up, man? Pro wrestling?
Yeah, man. I know that Rob made mention of Moxley's motivations and bringing Shane McMahon into the fold. Yeah, clearly they are working for somebody. They threw the championship belt into a duffel bag, thus implying that they're delivering it to someone. So yeah, we have to get some clarification on just what the fuck their mission statement is, what they're doing, why they've chosen to go about doing things this way, yada yada. Also at Wrestledream, we saw the face-to-face promo with Swerve and MVP. It was very, very well done. I like the pacing of it. Some people online said that it went a little bit long, but I liked the teases that they had throughout that promo because they stretched it out. They did allow Swerve to have his moment, even though he wasn't wrestling on the show in his hometown, which that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, and obviously Swerve chose Nana over MVP, of course. Now, obviously, I didn't know that Lashley was in the building at Wrestledream, but you could stretch out Swerve versus Shelton and actually do that at like a Full Gear in next month. There are ways that you could stretch it out to until then, and then obviously when Swerve beats Benjamin, then you have Lashley come out and you debut Lashley at Full Gear, which is one of AEW's original pay-per-views. I could see why they would want to hold it off for that. Or, since they love doing surprise debuts on TV when it doesn't yield them anything whatsoever, he'll probably show up on Dynamite next week, of course. But obviously, we also saw the return of Adam Cole, Bay, and I'm looking out to see how he looks in the ring. If he spent his time training, what kind of shape he's in, and if he is the Adam Cole of old, or if he's lost a couple steps.
Here's a question on that, and this is really what pissed me off about this whole thing. And that was, weren't we just in Las Vegas a few months ago? And they did the same exact motherfucking thing. You didn't have MJF wrestling. You had him show up, cut a promo, and then you had fucking Adam Cole come out. And they did the same thing at a pay-per-view again.
Well, here's the question. Is he going to be part of Undisputed Kingdom as a heel?
I hope they treat it like as if that shit never happened. Honestly. Because if you look at it creatively, after the Devil reveal, that company fell off a cliff creatively. And say what you will about what happened before then, it got really bad and really exposed after that storyline was revealed to be what it was. So I'm cool with them just wiping it away.
They have to figure out a vehicle for Mercedes Moné because she has 2 belts and she's boring.
Well, they don't have a vehicle that can get her away from the show fast enough. So the vehicle they decided to give her was a Brinks truck full of cash because Tony's a fucking moron.
That's pretty good. All right. So let's get into the Best in Show. All right, we'll make this one really quick. Let's go with you, Matt Michaels. Best in Show for you this week.
NXT,
no doubt. Rob,
Wrestledream.
Okay. Travis, what was Best in Show?
Shit.
You could choose SmackDown and have Roman Reigns.
I am so sick of the bloodline, to be honest.
Oops, my bad.
Best in Show would have to be the.
It is a bloodline because Roman Reigns only shows up once a month.
From what I watched, I think from what I watched last week, the Best in Show would be the Menendez Brothers series on Netflix.
Wow. Yeah. Damn. All right.
You didn't like Vince McMahon shitting on chicks' heads?
What of the Vince documentary did you not know?
He hasn't watched
seriously.
it yet.
No,
he hasn't watched it yet.
There no new information.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing. I mean, the only like cool part was when episode 6, which wasn't supposed to be an episode, they couldn't get anyone to interview at that point. And the only person they were able to get was Bruce Pritchard, and Bruce took a shit on him. And like it was like, oh, that's cool. Bruce was mad, but if you really watch the episode, you realize they couldn't get anyone from the company to talk at that point. But yeah, I mean, we're from the documentary.
Yeah, they probably got NDAs up the yin yang. Yeah. You shut the hell up. We paid you a lot of money. Knowing anyone might want to backdoor themselves back into WWE, you don't want to go down that. Well, you know, I'm being PC. They might want to have an avenue to go back to WWE. You don't want to ever go down that road. You just let it be.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at everyone who got Legends deals in the past 2 weeks, you know they've never done interviews.
Smart.
And how does he get Tony Atlas of all people? Like, what, Coco Beware wasn't available or something? Like, Jesus.
Sin City.
AEW Wrestledream. To no one's surprise whatsoever.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen. I think we
have to say it properly. You have to say Tony Khan presents,
Dynamite
featuring
this Wednesday. Dynamite this Wednesday is from San Jose, so their number one employee will be in attendance, Mr. Dave Meltzer.
I knew that's exactly where you were fucking going with that too.
He's been looking forward to this day for months, even months after WWE was already in San Jose that he never even went to, but he sure is finding time to go to San Jose for AEW. Man, 7 stars for everyone.
What did he rate the What did he rate the CM Punk Drew McIntyre
5
match?
stars.
He gave it 5
wow.
stars.
I'm shocked. Okay.
Yeah, he gave it 5.
If it was anyone else but a guy named CM Punk in it, it would have been 4 stars, most likely. Think about it. I mean,
Produced that match, right? Abyss
No,
produced that match.
he realized it was October and the year's almost over, and he had to hit his quota of 2 5-star matches for WWE by the end of the year. So.
Wow.
And you complain about me.
yeah, well, you don't make
I mean,
money
it's true.
off of these idiots.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, the guy's a fucking, he's a fucking idiot.
Well,
I mean, that was the biggest fucking part of the Vince thing was Meltzer and fucking Mush. Those 2 fuckers.
well, you know what? Just to give some folks a tease, at some point we're actually going to have a podcast with our full thoughts on the McMahon documentary as we go deeper into all of those. So be looking forward to that. We'll let you know.
He said deeper.
Yeah. Did you just say we're going deeper into McMahon?
Oh boy.
We're going deeper into Trish Stratus.
I got to be careful for every word that I use when it comes to so yeah. Anyway, listen, I'm gonna thank everyone for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. We'll do this again next week. Until then, let's get some final thoughts from everybody, and we'll call it a night. I'll start with you, Sin City Steve. What you want to say to the good people out there?
All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, doing all the stuff that you guys do. We appreciate each and every one of you. Also, very special shout out and thank you to all the brave men and women serving this country, whether you're doing it on lands foreign or domestic. Thank you for doing what you do so that we can do what we love to do. Last but not least, repsports.com, reppsports.com. Go there for all your pre-workout, weight loss, and general energy needs. Again, repsports.com. Use promo code Vegas at checkout and save yourself 15%.
Thank you very much. Mr. Rob Bossleri, where are you going to be performing this week or anytime soon?
On the next Saturday, which should be the 19th, I want to say. I will be in Ely, which is 4 hours north. I don't have that venue yet, but look at Boss Comedy right there on my profile name, and I'll have some flyers with the time. Notes at 10 o'clock and where the venue is going to be.
You know that in Ely, they have a population of 9 people.
Yeah, they're paying me, so
I understand. All right, well there we go. We got Ely.
Oh God, they're paying you?
Yes, I get paid to do comedy. You don't get paid to do comedy, but
no, because I'm not funny like you. Who the fuck is doing this?
All right, let's let me go over to you. Let's go over to you, Matt Michaels. What do you want to say?
Congratulations to the Bears beating AEW today.
It was at Wembley, right?
It was in front of 900,000 people. It was incredible.
Oh man! All right, Travis.
So the Jaguars really lost in Wembley Stadium.
I don't know what the venue was.
Yeah, it was like it started with a T. It's like Twickenham or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That would have been funny.
Right.
Travis, any final thoughts, man?
I just need everyone to pray for the Yankees.
Hold on. Let me do this right. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for allowing our New York Yankees to make it to the ALCS, where they will eventually win. And with your good graces, take on the Mets and have a Subway Series by which, as in all things, New York dominates the MLB, which it has for so many years because the Yankees are the best sports franchise that you have ever created by your blessings and great graces. In your name we pray, Heavenly Father. Amen.
Is the Yankees and the Cowboys live in this denial in their sports leagues? They always think
denial.
They're going to
denial.
win.
Did you see that? Did you see the Cowboys score today?
Yeah,
they're the only ones in denial.
Yeah,
look at the Cowboys score. They're the only ones in denial. Yankees are not in denial.
Cowboys got crushed.
They did get crushed.
And then they fucking took out Aiden Hutchinson's leg and gave him a fucking compound fracture.
Jesus.
So the best defensive player in the league, he's done for the year because of some.
Wow.
Yeah, Cowboy fans are in denial.
I can't even make the Cowboys great again.
But let's hope the best for the Yankees, that they go on and win. And if it has to be a wrestling thing that I have to say, I hope Dave Meltzer has great seats this week, right in Tony Khan's lap.
I'm sure that's where he's sitting.
Yeah, that's where
I'm positive.
sit, you know.
Dave is producing AEW Dynamite this week. All right, that's he is. Dave will be known as Kevin Dunn 2.0 AEW version this week.
So no women's matches on the show. Got it.
Actually, none. Mercedes may get something.
It'll only be suiting if Shane does show up this week, and all Meltzer has to do is kiss Shane's ass for the fucking.
You know what I'm hoping now?
Week.
I'm hoping that Moxley hands the bag off to Eric Bischoff. That would make my day.
No, he's gonna hand it over to Dave Meltzer right in the middle of the ring in San Jose.
Oh God! What if they introduced Meltzer? Holy fuck!
At this point, they might as well. They might as well at this point.
Can Meltzer come out with like a white suit, a red tie, and red face paint, and just
It's going to be Russo.
Honestly, what about the mystery person? If that even is going to be an angle or anything, what if it's Josh Barnett?
I would be 1,000% on board.
I think he would.
I would be 1,000% on board.
His connections with WWE at that point.
That's the problem.
Yeah, Bloodsport would be over then. There would be no Bloodsport in Vegas next year.
No, they give the bag to Jericho and they call him the new Nueve.
Jesus.
Actually, speaking of WrestleMania in Vegas next week or next year, I have started to talk to a few promoters to get you guys some comps, because I know Impact is going to be broke as fuck by Mania, since he has ordered the $72,000 front row seat. So he won't have any money to spend for any other shows. So I will try to get comps for any indie show going on next, because he's going to be broke. How many? He had job number 5 right now to pay for Mania.
Pretty much.
Apparently, I'm going to be at Top Golf with Miz and friends. So let's see how that works.
You paid for that?
He got his tickets off of This Is a Real Ticket website.com. So he's hoping that he's going to be inside the stadium.
Yeah. He's going to be in the back with a guy going, "My name is the Zim and I'm awesome."
Let's play some golf.
The what? The Zim? Who the fuck is that? If you put my name up to the mirror, it says The Miz. Hey, that's what you paid for.
Some random homeless guy who's black off the street, and he's K quick.
Oh Lord.
You're gonna be like, wait a minute. Wait, who's this? I'm the Mrs. Tag Team partner, Johnny Impact. Can you help me fold the chairs at this GCW event?
Well, listen, it's going to be an exciting time for that Mania. So there's that. Hey, I'm going to end the show. See y'all next week. Take care. Peace.